Michael Irvin with us on the Harbor One hotline. Michael, what do you make of Bill Belichick sort of admitting that Mac Jones is going to be the starter this week, and some of the press conference that he had yesterday trying to swat away all of the people who wanted to bring up these terrible hypotheticals?
Bill is trip, ain't he? Bill's like, I understand what he's trying to do. He's just trying to make sure that, the team can focus on what it needs to focus on and not have to deal with, we're going through a quarterback controversy, or this, and this. But what do you expect? And, Bill gives him one question. The man asked one question. What's going on? We'll see the damn practice. And that lady came back and asked another question. Bill he just wanted to bite it. All right, listen, I already told y'all what we're doing. Like, that's just it. Like, Bill, you know how much we talk about quarterbacks in this league. That's all we talk about. Now, you done made all these changes with your quarterback. Stop acting like we can't ask you these questions. These are the questions that has to be answered. They have to be answered. I thought it was interesting, guys, because, we talked about both of our backups when they were both playing, and are they going to take the jobs and all of that stuff. And I thought that was interesting that, you got to see that comparison. Both guys going against the same team, and that was interesting for me to watch. You watch Mac Jones go in there, and he start early and throws that interception. Then Dabney comes in and moves the team. That height, everything comes on. Everything that, and then he kind of ended up throwing some interceptions. So it's now exactly what to carry that thing on out and start bringing that team back. Would have had a whole different situation happen. But because he threw those interceptions, I guess Bill can go back to Mac and say what he wants to say.
And so, it will be Mac Jones on Sunday, but I'm curious, Michael, what do you think Mac Jones's confidence level is at this point? Because publicly, Bill would never name him the starter, and then he finally reluctantly kind of did today. But he also, on Monday Night Football, after an interception, yanks him out of the game, and we don't see him again. So what do you think's going on with Mac Jones right now?
Yeah, but then tell him that's not why he ain't got the game. And only Mac knows, because here's the situation. Bill said that, they stuck to the plan in that press conference. We stuck to the plan like as if we had this already planned. It wasn't a pulling. He told the guy, you can write what you want to write, but it wasn't a pulling. Now, did you share that information? I know you're Bill Belichick. Did you share that information about the plan with Mac Jones? That's the issue of confidence. Right there, that little thing you're talking about. Did Bill, let me just say it because, I honor him, almost a demigod. He's a god up there when it comes to. Did Bill really talk to Mac, or did he just get out of that with the reporters and did talk to Mac? You'll never get it from Mac Jones if you talk to him or not. But I think that carries a lot. If he did say this the plan, I want to get some work in. And we're not used to it. We're not used to seeing that. Working the quarterback back in like that. I'm going to get you some snaps. I said the same thing about Dak Prescott. I wanted the Cowboys to work Dak Prescott back in just like that. You know what I mean? Until Cooper rushed through all those interceptions. I said, just throw them on back in now. You see what I'm saying? You throw them back in now. But so, those interceptions change everything.
So how do you rebuild confidence in Mac Jones, the people around him, the fans? Does Mac have to be rebuilt in some way after all this?
Well, guys, I'm going to tell you, when you start playing a young quarterback, it's not even just about the mistakes he'll make. It's about how he handles the disappointment. And if you've been in Alabama and came from that school, you know how to handle disappointment. Because Bill coaches you hard. Coach Alabama, saying Bill, Nick Saban coaches you hard. So you get used to that. But how you do it on a football field, we come out here, we start this game, and you start throwing some short passes, get some success going early, give a dude some confidence, and try to make sure you score some points early. So everybody here is in the right place and everybody feeling real good.
Now, Mac Jones had to hear the crowd booing him on Monday and the crowd cheering and chanting for Bailey Zappi, which they ultimately got, and it burned real hot early until it kind of fizzled out.
That hurts, dog. That has to hurt. Ain't no getting around that.
Yeah, that's my question.
Ain't no getting around.
Yeah, okay.
Ain't no getting around that, dude. Ain't no getting around that. You know, you come in as a rookie, and I felt for him too, man. I felt for him, and it was all on Mac, man. But honestly, and I just, because Chicago plays Dallas this week, I've been dealing with a lot of Chicago stations, all that stuff. That was just a beatdown.
Yep.
That wasn't all, Mac. That was a beatdown, and I've never seen it. And certainly, I didn't expect that there had to be that kind of beatdown with a young quarterback. Usually, Belichick gets the best of that. But then the quarterback gets the blame when it doesn't go right or doesn't go well, and he definitely got the blame. That has to hurt no matter what. You come in, you're the star pupil, a rookie class, and hey, you just they just lost the greatest quarterback of all time, and you're on the good side of the head coach, and now stuff like that happens. Absolutely, that has to hurt, and it has to dampen your confidence. You got to go build that back up, and it's not just building back up the confidence. He has to build back up what he thought he lost in Bill or what Bill has lost in him. That confidence, and that's the one.
Michael Irvin with Gresh and Keefe. He's with us here on the Harbor One Hotline. What is your view of the New York Jets? They're winning close games. It's it's the whole who have they really beaten? They had the Cleveland game in part go their way because that was such a weird sort of convergence of events. I know they're 5-2, but are the Jets good?
I think the Jets has making a pretty good team that puts some things together now. They're starting to come together. I found it interesting, and when you start looking at the research, you see that they've lost 12, 13 times, 15 times in a row. How many times did I see when I was looking through that packet? To Belichick.
Oh yeah.
So those guys are coming in with some get back, and now that they think that everybody's down. They think that the Patriots are down, and they get a chance. They're going to try to run up that score. So I hope they're ready, and I hope you're ready to play. But I like what I see in the Jets. I like that defense. The offense is coming. The offense is coming around, man. And I'm going to tell you what I like. I like that they're, the coach talked about taking receipts, show the guys that we have some confidence in the guys. And now it's actually coming to fruition. And so the Jets are for real in the sense that you will have a game. I still think you can beat the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Patriots have a lot of these like toss-up type games. Jets, Colts, a whole bunch of them coming up. I'm curious, Michael, which team that's 3-4 right now between Tom Brady's Bucs and Aaron Rodgers' Packers do you think has a better chance of turning it around?
Coming out of it.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. I was watching the other day, and I saw Juju Smith-Schuster talk about his first 100-yard game, and he said, "Yeah, I knew we were going to have that good game. I knew it. I had we were playing Call of Duty. Me, Travis Kelce, somebody else, and Patrick Mahomes." I said, "Wow, there's the difference right there. There's the difference between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady." I give Tom Brady the chance to come out of it because I know Tom Brady has gone over to people's house and said, "Man, let me sit with you, man." When they wanted to trade and said, "No, we're going to need you, man," and drew up some plays and said, "Hey, this play right here, you continue to run this play, you learn this play, we'll be good." And that team went all the way to the Super Bowl, and that player stayed and was a vital part. You see what I'm saying? Just like Patrick Mahomes played Call of Duty all night with Juju Smith-Schuster and all of that. Aaron Rodgers ain't doing none of that. You see, so I believe Tom Brady. I believe Tom Brady got a chance of pulling his team out. If he got guys that I know that played in the Super Bowl, and I know he'll do what he has to do to make sure he gets his guys on his side. Aaron Rodgers ain't doing none of that. Patrick Mahomes was doing what he had to do to keep raising the level of his wide receivers, playing Call of Duty all night. Aaron Rodgers ain't doing none of that. That's all I'm telling y'all. That's why I said Tom Brady got real chance.
If it's about Call of Duty, then Kyler Murray should be the MVP.
Yeah, that's a lot of games.
That's his game. That's it.
Right. And they talk about it all the time. Like, dude, I play video games, but I just played Madden. I got me. I played against the team we were going to play against, and I threw me every damn ball. I was building my confidence before I went into the actual game.
Smart.
I was coming out with 425 yards a game.
Our question of the week from Michael Irvin is brought to you by the Catches Law Group, New England's personal injury pros at catcheslaw.com. Michael Irvin, did you ever take in a cross-country flight where a teammate of yours did calisthenics in the airplane aisle for 4 hours, like Russell Wilson?
Yeah, I love Russ, man. I can't believe Russ did all that, though. You know, he just said all that. Russ said while the guys were asleep. So if you just say, yeah, I was out there working out, man, just trying to get some extra work in, even on the plane. But while the guys were asleep, suggests that, they were taken down. They were sleeping and resting while I was working. You know, that kind of thing. You know, I don't mind you saying, man, listen, I was trying to use the time wisely and do whatever I can do to get myself ready to play. But when I started off while everybody else was sleeping, that kind of kills the rest of it for me. You know what I mean? I understand that he's going through something over there, and I love Russell Wilson. I don't think that's the system for his skill set. I've said that before. So him coming out of this, or them coming out of this, I think it's going to be a hard road to hoe.
All right, Michael Irvin, we'll talk to you next week, hopefully after a Patriots win and a quarterback situation that has calmed down a little bit. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, all right now, but they listen, just got word now. They say they're gonna try to run up the score on the Patriots, man. Are y'all prepared for that? The lowly Jets even running their radio and playing songs like we want to run up the score. Who the hell do you think you are? You just got up here. What are you talking about?
You know what? Playmaker, thank you, man. We appreciate it.